Get Radical Perfection Part 2. So I even have had issues, like I said, one of the places I save like my I've never been a perfectionist, but I do want things to be as close to perfect as possible when it comes to academics and when it comes to like work, right? So if somebody asked me to make a presentation, I'm gonna do 112%. Start early, finish early, check, try to make it the best it's gonna ever be. I do save that for, let's say, what I get paid to do, because I was gonna say work, but then work, y'all may think that it's my books or whatever. So I had to let that go in my books because it was hindering me from getting out the material, same as these videos, right? It was hindering me from getting out the materials in the amount of time, because then I'm being overcritical of myself. And then if I'm looking at that content and saying, okay, I need to edit this, and then I start to doubt my craft, I start to doubt my gift, and God doesn't want me to nitpick about things. But the important thing is that I'm getting the information out, and that it gets to save someone's life, it can touch someone's heart, it can save someone's child. All those things are way more important than me trying to get this book perfect where it has no typos. When we're gonna speak in existence, when I have a publisher who is willing to pay an editor, a professional editor, I'm an editor as well, a professional editor who cares about those things as their number one job, and I'm blessed enough to pay an editor for that to be their full-time job so they can use their full potential to to edit my book and have it in a way where it's more tip-top shape, whatever, 100%, no errors, right? For a different audience, then that's fine, or whatever. That's in the future, right? But right now, it's more important. The most important thing is the message. And I don't want to lose sight of the fact that the important thing is the message. And then I'm getting and reaching to the people who are on the verge of suicide, who are on the verge of being depressed, still depressed in a hole, trying to get out of a hole. That is so much more important. I've been there. I've had those days. I actually may, to start off week 2, read a poem that I wrote, I want to say 2 weekends ago, where I actually had suicidal thoughts, even following a successful event, which was interesting for me. Because I thought, oh, I'll be fine once I get to that point. But I had to, write a poem to help me get some of that out of my body. But yeah, the message is the most important, and that's what we want to get across. One of the ways that came up, and I want to say right before when that happened with the event, is I was sitting at the table, and like I said, I hadn't started bringing my crochet stuff at that time, but I had my podcast, and my podcast is called Bettering Ourselves, and that's also the name of my yarn crochet shop on Etsy. So I just used the same logo. I just added like a yarn picture on it, because long term I want to use the yarn to help fund the nonprofit. Like, all the proceeds will go towards the Bettering Ourselves nonprofit that I will have. Or so right now I'm just starting the Etsy shop and working on it and all that. So like I said, I had the podcast business cards on the table. I said that in another video. And this lady came to me and she said, she was like, is this a play on words? I had to come back and ask you. And I had a typo on my business card that said, not even in my business card, it's on my logo, that said out, bettering out sales. So the R was a T. And she was like, I thought it was just a play on words, and I had to just come back and ask you. Y'all, I have been using these cards for, I don't even know how long. Over, I would say, what does this say? This say 20, December 16th. Maybe 6 months, maybe longer than that. Never noticed it. Literally, never noticed it. And I see it all the time. I see it when I go to my Etsy shop, because I update it pretty often and put like new stuff that I made and stuff like that on there. And then I see that every event I do, because I put the cards out, nobody has ever brought it to my attention. On my other card, I also had a podcast listed, but it's just the name. It's not like the logo. So now I have to go back and fix the logo. Now, old self, Bree, I did a little, anyway, Bree would have freaked out, been at the event, trying to fix my logo, right? In order to have everything updated and corrected. This has been maybe a month ago, I want to say. I have thought about that night. I thought about trying to fix it, and then I couldn't find like the original file or whatever. I only had like pictures of the file, and I was like, I'm not gonna remake this. And so guess what? It's still bettering out sales, because we need it. I may change the name, because it may be like, maybe we need to throw our old selves out or something. I don't know. It was like, maybe it's a reason I can't find the original to go back and change it. Because of course on my business cards still say out sales. And I started doing before each event, like after I set up the table, I would take a permanent marker and change the R to a T. So y'all, at this point, I don't care. Like, I want to change the logo just because it needs to be changed, but I'm still open. We have to be open to the fact that that may have been a sign from God of something else I need to be doing. So until that is resolved in my spirit, then I won't change it. Because I just don't feel a need to. It's not like, because everybody, like I said, everybody was interested. That was about to be crazy what I was about to say. I was about to say nobody's interested in it anyway or looking at it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's not true, because I just said that people were gravitating towards that logo and that business card on my table. So maybe interesting lesson for myself is the thing that is not perfect that is on my table is the thing that people are drawn to the most. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that.